The night the snowman was born, the village was louder than it had ever been. Laughter spilled from houses like warm light. Bells rang, children ran through the snow, calling each other's names, and doors opened and closed as families hurried inside to escape the cold. Fires crackled, kettles sang, and Christmas songs floated through the air. But while everyone was going somewhere, the snowman stood still, watching them all leave. He had no name, not yet. A group of children had built him earlier that evening near the old oak tree at the edge of the village square. They had laughed as they rolled the snow, pressed shiny black stones into his face for eyes, and wrapped a long red scarf around his neck. One child had placed a crooked hat on his head and said, "He looks funny." Another had clapped and said, "He looks lonely." Then a bell rang from a nearby house, and suddenly they all ran away, shouting, "Dinner time! Christmas Eve!" And just like that, the snowman was alone. At first, he did not understand what loneliness was. He only felt the cold wind brushing past him and the soft snowflakes landing on his round body. He watched the last lights turn on in the houses, one by one, until the village looked like a necklace of golden stars resting on white snow. He watched families gather at windows, tables fill with food, and shadows move happily behind curtains. Something inside his icy chest felt heavy. "If I had legs," he thought, though he did not know how he could think, "I would walk closer. If I had hands, I would knock." But he had neither, so he stood there, quiet and still, while the night grew deeper. The wind whispered through the trees, and somewhere far away, a bell chimed midnight. The snowman's stone eyes reflected the moonlight, and for the first time, a tear, not of water, but of melting snow, slid slowly down his cheek. "Everyone has someone," he thought softly, "except me." The hours passed, the village grew quiet. Laughter faded, songs ended, and even the dogs curled up to sleep. Only the snowman remained awake, watching the stars. Then, something unexpected happened. A small flicker of warm light appeared near the path leading out of the village. The snowman watched carefully as a tiny figure came closer. It was a little girl, bundled in a blue coat much too big for her, holding a lantern that swayed with every step. Her boots crunched gently in the snow, and her breath puffed out like clouds. She stopped when she saw the snowman. "Oh," she whispered, lifting the lantern higher, "you're still here." She walked around him slowly, looking at his crooked hat, his red scarf, and his stone eyes that seemed to be staring back at her. "Everyone else went home," she said, "but you stayed." The snowman wished with all his heart that he could answer her. He wished he could smile wider, or bow, or say her name, though he did not know it. But the girl seemed to understand anyway. "My name is Ellen," she said softly. "I couldn't sleep. The house felt too quiet." She sat down on the snow in front of him, not caring how cold it was. The lantern cast a warm glow on the snowman's face, and for the first time, he felt something strange. Not cold, not melting, but gentle. "I think Christmas is noisy," Elin continued. "Everyone's happy, but sometimes it makes the quiet feel even bigger." The snowman listened. He liked the sound of her voice. "I'll sit with you," she said, "just for a little while." And so she did. They sat together under the stars, one made of snow, the other wrapped in wool, sharing a silence that felt warmer than any fire. When Elin finally stood up, she placed her mittens around the snowman's scarf and said, "Don't go anywhere. I'll come back tomorrow." The snowman watched her disappear into the night, and for the first time since he was built, he did not feel completely alone. Morning came quietly. Snow fell again, soft and slow, covering the village in fresh white. The snowman stood taller now, his scarf bright against the pale world. When the sun rose, children returned to the square, laughing and pointing. "He's still here," one of them said. They added a carrot nose, brushed snow from his hat, and admired their work. But soon enough, they ran off again, chasing each other and throwing snowballs. The snowman watched them go. Hours passed. Then Elin returned, just as she had promised. She was not alone this time. Her mother walked beside her, carrying a basket of bread, and her father followed, holding a small wooden sled. They stopped when Elin pointed at the snowman. "This is him. I told you about him." Her mother smiled warmly. "He does look lonely," she said, stepping closer. She adjusted the snowman's scarf gently, as if he were a real person who could feel her touch. "Would you like to come with us?" Elin asked, suddenly, looking straight into the snowman's stone eyes. Her parents laughed softly. "He can't walk, Elin," her father said kindly. "I know, but we can visit him every day." And they did. Each day, someone came. Elin brought stories. Her mother brought warm smiles. Her father brought little decorations, a pine cone here, a ribbon there. Neighbors stopped too. A baker placed a small bell on the snowman's hat. A woman tied mittens to his stick arms. Someone even left a tiny candle nearby, glowing safely inside a jar. The snowman was no longer just a snowman. He was part of something. On Christmas night, the village gathered near the square. They sang songs, shared food, and laughed together under the falling snow. Children held hands, parents watched with gentle eyes, and even the quiet ones smiled. Elin stood beside the snowman and whispered, "You found a family." The snowman felt the warmth of belonging spread through him. Even as the night grew colder, he did not fear melting anymore. He did not fear being forgotten. When winter slowly turned toward spring and the sun grew stronger, the snowman knew his time was ending. His scarf loosened, his hat slipped, and his body grew smaller each day. Elin noticed, and though her eyes filled with tears, she smiled bravely. "It's okay," she said, touching his melting side. "You were never alone, not really." On the last day, when only the scarf and stones remained, the village gathered once more. They planted a small tree near the oak, tying the red scarf around its trunk. "That's where he stood," Elin said softly. Every Christmas after that, lights were hung on the tree and families gathered beneath it. And though the snowman was gone, the feeling he left behind never melted. Because once, on a cold Christmas night, a lonely snowman found a family, and that warmth stayed forever.